Hey there, welcome to a new episode of Kyusho Corner. I'm Sensei Mish, and in today's episode, we're going to start breaking down Kata Mok'bara. A few weeks ago, we did an episode about rules for kata interpretation, and so we're going to be using those rules to break down this new form and come up with some pretty cool applications. So let's check it out. All right, so I've got two applications for you today in this episode. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so now. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, lets you know when I put up a new video. If you're watching this on Facebook, follow us on there. Instagram, I'm on there too, Sensei Mish, all that neat stuff. So here's the applications. So this technique that we're going to do comes from that first move in the kata. I come open and I have my hands down just like this. I have my son Ashton with me today. He's going to be uke for this technique. This is going to be your simple, just a basic release. No attack, no further attack. This is something I would teach to a child. Basic technique, okay? And not just a child, maybe just somebody who's just learning, because what I see in this technique from this is he's going to just double grab, okay? And my motion of coming out and then back in is going to release him from that grasp. Now, he was being nice. He's just holding on just just to kind of show. But if he grabs tight, like, and don't let me open, okay? So it's going to be, I can't just do that. So one of the tricks I'm going to do here, and here, release this, I'm just going to kind of flick my wrist just a little bit. That is, that's not part of the rules of, part of the rules. This is just another little, trick in martial arts, but it does follow another one of my rules, which is kind of a 2-inch rule, which the body can't resist against two-way action in a 2-inch perspective. So he may be grabbing, but if I do that really quick, it's going to interrupt that thought process to allow me to do my technique. Okay, so if he's grabbing me and with intent, all I need to do is flex, and then I can come around here, and even if he has still a good grab, I just come straight down and he releases, okay? So I'm not really using a pressure point rule here for my 8 rules, but I am using the two-handed rule because both hands are doing something. Now, I just noticed as I'm talking that when I come around to create that right angle that I need to get the release, my thumb is kind of rolling over onto one of the heart points. So maybe you could use the pressure point rule in there. I honestly wasn't thinking about that, but if I'm looking at, say, heart 6 as part of that rule, as helping in that release, we can totally add that to this technique. But initially, that wasn't my idea. I'm just using body mechanics to help me get out of this technique. So again, person just grabs. I kind of do the flex, I come around and down, just like that. All right, so this technique is going to come off of that first move of Kata Mok'bara. I just come in and down. So for this technique, this is not going to be just a release. This is going to be, we're kind of upping the stakes here. This is going to be a release. This is going to be a lock and counter strike. Okay, so I've got Ashton as my uke here. I've got basically in the thought of me breaking this down, this motion I want to try and bring my person into an open position, okay? So with the other ones, with other techniques, he's grabbing. I may not be able to, if I'm going to strike in, I've got his arms in the way, okay? So I need him to be open because I want to attack the torso. So to get to that open position, I imagine, okay, well, what happens if, say, he comes at me with that right hook, all right? So I might be here, hey, buddy, whatever, and then he throws that right hook. So I parry and hook around into a lock. This opens him up. That puts his fist on the other side of his body. Now, what's my motion doing? Okay, it's coming up and over. So here, and this actually coming down here, that puts me in a perfect spot to strike stomach 15, okay? So, and even as he comes around for that hook, if I come here, I'm not intentionally going, I'm going to strike that point to come around, but if I come here, I could be activating on a lower level, lung 5. I could be getting pericardium 3. I don't want to get too high up on the bicep when I do this. I want to kind of connect right there at the fold because I'm going to snake around and hook. So these are just kind of icing on the cake. When I come around, I'm going to lock, and I'm locking up on triple warmer 12. Okay, so I've got that, and then I come down here. Okay, so if I'm saying, hey buddy, and he throws that, I'm going to come here, and strike. Okay, sorry. All right. So this isn't a knockout, but it definitely is going to knock the wind out of him. You notice that we got a pretty good reaction, and I wasn't even going full tilt. I mean, if I'm going to fully through, I'm going to fully through. Potentially that could put him on the ground, okay? This also puts him, this is also some level of incapacitation where I could take him to the ground, put him in a handcuffing position if I'm a police officer or security. If I'm just doing self-defense, I could take him down into a ground lock position and wait for police to come. If I'm going to say, hey, he threw the first punch, I defended myself, I'm doing a citizen's arrest. Or I could just leave him and just walk away because, well, don't punch me. All right, so there you have that technique. Before I forget, one thing I did want to point out with this technique is because it comes up on both sides, I can say that it's going to be, I could do this on either side. So if he throws that left hook,
that left hook.
Yeah, your other left, and I come around here, I'm going to lock, and I'm going to come down. So it's the same thing. I showed the right, you can do it on the left. Same motion, comes around just like that. One of the reasons I wanted to show it on the right side and not actively strike the left side, it'll work either way, but since the heart kind of tilts to the left, we try and stay away from, and I'm sure if you're a kyusho person, you already know this, but if you didn't and you're new to this, we want to try and stay away from points up in this area on the left side of the body because that's the way the heart tilts, and we just want to stay away from doing anything negatively towards or around the heart. So if you're going to practice this, which I always encourage people to practice this, please do so carefully and on the right side. Now you have it. So there you have it. The first two applications out of Klingon Mok'bara, and well, it was off the very first move, which means we've used one of our interpretation rules, which is the multiple interpretation or multiple application rule. So just one move, this can have many meanings. It just depends on what situation you're in or what you're visualizing, using another rule, when you're doing the form. In fact, when I filmed applications for this, I think I filmed 4, maybe 5 applications just off of this one move. All right. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so now. You can use this button right here. Right here will be a video, probably a playlist, or I don't know, whatever I end up putting there, or whatever the algorithm pops up for you. So until next week, take this back to your dojo, play, have fun, and remember, always be good to your uke. See you on the next video.